Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have a lot that I'm going to try to jam pack in this little lump sum of minutes. But basically, if you've been following me on Instagram, you saw that last month I decided to do a 4-week test trial with Imperfect Foods, with a box that I have right behind me. For those of you who have no idea what Imperfect Foods is, it's basically a food distributing company that strives to reduce the amount of food wastage in the world by sending the food that is about to be wasted or thrown away and delivering it directly to your doorstep. And I've heard about them through a bunch of different veg fests that I've attended, and I've always thought, oh, that would be so cool to do that. Oh, that looks like a really good idea. And finally, I decided why not just give it a go. Basically, what I want to do during this video is break down kind of like some pros and cons of this whole process of getting groceries delivered to your doorstep. I know a few of you through Instagram have shown immense interest in Imperfect Foods, and some of you have even ordered your first box. But of course, I want to be as clear as I possibly can be and give you guys as much information about Imperfect Foods as I possibly can to make sure there's no gray areas and we're all crystal clear here with this entire process. So I'm going to break down very quickly the pros and cons of ordering your food through Imperfect Foods. So the first con is that you'll notice after you make it your account and it comes time for you to go through and customize your groceries that the selection is thin or thinner in comparison to an actual grocery store. Obviously, when you go into a grocery store, you have a huge selection, right? It's a huge store. On the website though, Imperfect Foods only gets a sort of limited, for lack of a better word, amount of food that is about to be wasted or thrown away. So you may run into like not being able to get a few of your favorite items through your weekly groceries, but that's okay. Like for me personally, I wasn't able to get almond milk during the last 4 weeks, but if I really needed almond milk, I could have just drove to the grocery store. Ordering your food through Imperfect Foods, your selection may be a little bit thin. You may not be able to get everything you desire, but I promise you, you'll find something else that you will like. So the second con you may run into is the fact that your kitchen will be empty. Okay, if you are somebody who plans on using Imperfect Foods week after week, something that I definitely noticed by the 4th week is that my kitchen was empty, and I personally loved it. But for some people, that may make them feel kind of weary having the kitchen a little bit bare. But they only send you a select amount of food. So when it comes time for you to customize your box, you pick one. Are you eating for 1 to 2 people, or are you eating for 3 or 4, 5 to 6? They send you that amount of food to fit however many said people that you had put. So most of the time when people go to the grocery stores, they overbuy, they buy things they don't need, so stuff just sits around in the kitchen, on the counters, in the pantry, in the fridge, things expire. That will definitely not happen with Imperfect Foods. They send you a select amount of food that you should eat within the week until your next delivery gets there. And the third con that I personally ran into was that I could not select my delivery date. Now, I definitely assimilated to getting my groceries delivered on a Thursday. I am like your typical average Joe. I usually go grocery shopping on a Sunday so that I have food for the week. But when I went to start ordering my food through Imperfect Foods, I was like, Thursday? That throws everything off. Of course, get used to getting your groceries on whatever said day they are being delivered to your house. So now I don't really notice it, but at the beginning, I was definitely not too happy about getting my delivery on Thursday. But that always depends on where you are in the world. So if you're in LA, you're probably gonna get it on Tuesday. I'm over here in the Central Valley, woot woot, so I get my stuff on a Thursday. If you're in NorCal, it may be like a Monday or something different. But yeah, you can't customize your delivery date. They pick the day that your food gets delivered to your house. Now, the fourth con that you may run into is missing your customization time, okay? You have a specific window set for you that you can customize your order. And I mentioned earlier, you can customize your order, so you can pick what groceries you want or which groceries you do not want, but they only give you a select amount of time, a little window to do that. So my food gets delivered on a Thursday, and I have from Friday to Monday to customize my order for the next week. And if you miss that, they're just gonna send you whatever food you want. And most of the time, it's not gonna be the food that you need, so make sure that you're aware of your customization little time gap that they give you, because if you miss it, you're kind of SOL. Some positives, thank God, the cons were very difficult. So some positives about ordering your foods through Imperfect Foods is, of course, you are playing a huge role in lowering the amount of food wastage that takes place on this planet Earth. In fact, you will help and you will be saving 40% of the food, or this is just kind of like some fun facts, but did you know that 40% of the food in the US goes uneaten? That's almost half of the food in this country goes uneaten. $218 billion in food is thrown away every single year, and we lose millions of people every single year because they have no food to eat. 21% of fresh water supply is used to produce wasted food. And of course, 20 billion pounds of fresh produce goes unharvested or unsold each year. 20 billion pounds. And I don't even think the human mind can fathom what 20 billion pounds of produce looks like. But if you can envision that just for 1 second, that is the amount of food that's literally being thrown in the garbage can for whatever reasons. It's absolutely insane. So if any of those statistics that I just shared with you right now just really get under your skin and light a fire in your heart, you should definitely be ordering your foods through Imperfect Foods, because that was definitely my driving pull of ordering my produce through them, is because it totally bugs me to hear stuff like that. That does not sound good at all. So of course, a positive of ordering your foods through Imperfect Foods is that you are a conscious consumer. You're playing a huge role in reversing food waste. So that's pretty awesome. The second pro of ordering your food through Imperfect Foods is that it is fairly cheap. I have always been a budget shopper. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know when I was grocery shopping, I loved a budget. But I was still spending like $140 every 2 weeks, you know, or maybe a little less than that. Okay, not too dramatic. Maybe like $100 every 2 weeks. I'm spending a little bit less than that using Imperfect Foods. I only spend about $35 to $40 every week on groceries that definitely will last me until my next box comes. So if you're a little bit tighter on money, definitely look into Imperfect Foods. It's a lot more cost effective in my humble opinion. And of course, we can't ignore the first pro, is that it's cost effective and you're saving food wastage. The third pro tip is that they have organic options. Now everyone's all up in the air, like, is organic really worth it? Yada, 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 yada. Maybe I'll do a separate video about conventional versus organic foods, but I always mark organic when I can. And even though their organic produce is so affordable, I remember, what was it, like week number 2 or 3 on my IGTV, I got like a huge batch of spinach and it was 99 cents and all organic. I was just completely tripping out. Like, that's farmers market prices, right? So I was super stoked. But yeah, everything that I've been buying through Imperfect Foods has been organic. There's been like a few things here and there that haven't been organic, like some pesto sauces or marinaras, but everything else has pretty much been organic, like all the produce, all that good stuff. So that's a pro tip. If you're into organic stuff, Imperfect Foods has got it. The fourth pro is for all you vegans out there. They have plenty of vegan options when it comes time to customizing your order. They got the tofu, tempeh, seitan, they got some bacon, jackfruit. They got all kinds of good stuff. If you go back to week number 2 on my IGTV of my box reveal, they had Beyond Burgers, and they still have Beyond Burgers on it. They had some bomb like ciabatta bread to go with it. It was just so good. They have kale cheese or chaos cheese. I don't know how to say it. They have Miyoko's butter, like, and cream cheese, you guys. It's insane. They have just so many good vegan options, but before I spoil it, you just have to go check it out for yourself. Another pro is that you save so much time. Your groceries are literally getting dropped off at your house, and if you are anything like me, I would spend hours at the grocery store. My Sundays, I would dedicate like 3 to 4 hours just bouncing around town, going to all these different grocery stores. And I love that process, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love grocery shopping, still to this day. But it does take up a lot of time. 3 or 4 hours in the grocery store are hours that I could be spending at home meal prepping or working on my own personal project, recording videos to share with you guys. So it's just unnecessary time spent driving and out and about, wasting gas, releasing more carbon emissions into the air when you could just get your stuff delivered directly to your doorstep. So a pro is that you get your groceries delivered to your doorstep. How cool. And the final pro before this video gets too long is that they have their own recycling program. So as you guys can see, this food, or the food you're gonna get, comes in a huge box. They have a recycling program. So basically what you do is you just tear off all of the sticker labeling on top of the box, break the box down, and you put the box outside on the same day that your food's supposed to be delivered. And then FedEx or I think it's FedEx. FedEx, who drops off your Imperfect Foods box, will also pick up your old one and then take it to a local food bank or somewhere local where they can like recycle the box. Or if you don't want to go through that process, you can just recycle the box in the bin, in the recycling bin in your front yard. And another thing is that you'll notice that they send you like ice packs and like some extra cushioning to keep the fruit and produce safe. All of that stuff in there is completely recyclable, so nothing is considered waste. The ice packs, I always save the ice packs for, you know, whenever. Or you can recycle those as well, give them away to a friend, give them to a family member, whatever. But everything in the box is pretty much recyclable, which makes this process pretty much zero waste, which I am totally for. If you haven't already, go watch my video on the 5 reasons of why we should all be living a zero waste lifestyle. But anyways, that was pretty much all of the pros and the cons of Imperfect Foods. Gave you guys like a little rundown, and now we have come down to the time of doing the box reveal. So Let me grab the box. Okay, and you guys have seen, obviously, if you have not gone to my Instagram and my IGTV already, go back to my Instagram, Authentically Kennedy, okay? And you have to watch week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4 of this whole box revealing process, so you guys can see all of the amazing goodies that I got. It was just so much fun. I literally love this process. So like I mentioned, everything in the box, all the little content, the extra content, recyclable. You see that? Recyclable. All right, so like I said, I customize everything in this box, so I already know kind of like what I'm gonna get. But anyways, let's get it. So I have some baby Bella mushrooms, amazing. And these are the only thing, by the way, disclaimer is that these are the only thing that were not organic. They didn't have organic baby Bella mushrooms available this week. They did have organic shiitake mushrooms available though. Anyways, I got some chickpeas, 2 cans of chickpeas. I love chickpeas, so good, how fun. I got some gray squash, I think this is and let me show you something, just so you can see straight up. This is what an imperfect food or imperfect piece of produce looks like. You see how it's kind of banged up, there's some scars, kind of looks like it got sliced. But anyways, there's nothing wrong with this produce, but you'd be shocked how many grocery stores wouldn't take this produce just because it looks a little bit banged up. And then where does this go? It goes into a landfill somewhere. It goes wasted, and it's just like, what the hell? There's literally hungry people all over the world. We cannot afford to be throwing away food like that. We know better. All right, continuing. So I have some Muir organic tomato basil. This is my favorite pasta sauce. You guys already know this because there's no sugar added and it just tastes so delicious. Pasta night coming soon. I got some organic green beans that I love putting in my little veggie bowls. Again, not too fond of the plastic, but it's okay. It's not okay actually, but what else? All right, so, oh, how fun is this? Okay, so I got some red onion. Don't know why these are imperfect at all. Maybe this is considered imperfect. Oh, there's a little bit of a scar there, and it doesn't have like that shelling that the onions have. Like it doesn't have a bunch. So maybe that's why it's imperfect. I don't know. I always like to guess why foods would be considered imperfect. Like, why would a grocery store not take food? That's your job. Got some oranges. You guys know me. I'm actually gonna go through and juice all of my oranges today. I know there's another one in here, or maybe there's not. 2 oranges. Organic, actually these aren't oranges, these are organic caracaras. I don't know what that means. Some string of citrus. Okay, just found another little gray squash, and as you guys can see, he's banged up. Imperfect little guy. We love you. We love you. No discrimination here. All right, this is all the produce. How fun are these little guys? I don't even know what these are, but when I saw them, I was like, oh, I need these. So funny. Oh, a little loose mushroom. So funny. I don't know what these are, but they were 99 cents, so I had to give them. And there's a bunch in here. There's a bunch in here. They're like mini chilies, but I looked them up online. Apparently they have amazing flavor. And I'm guessing they're imperfect because these are a little bit smaller than what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to look like mini bell peppers. But as you can see, you see that little slice? He's an imperfect guy. So there's those, and I marked for organic potatoes. So here's a pound of organic potatoes. Don't know why these are imperfect. They look a little bit scuffed up, but to me personally, all potatoes look scuffed up. They literally come from the ground. Like, what do people expect? All right. Oh, might as well show you this. All right, so I ordered some stone ground blue corn tortilla chips. I plan to have taco night this week, so that's why I ordered some tortilla chips. I already had some salsa that's a friend made for me a few days ago, so I thought, why not order some chips and salsa for my taco night? And then of course, how to follow up, they have the Mi Rancho, which is like the best tortilla brand in the world. Not only because they offer organic, but Mi Rancho, it just tastes so freaking good. But anyways, this is an 8 count of organic corn tortillas. Taco night, coming soon. And of course, wow, avocados. Don't know why these are imperfect. Again, comment down below if you see anything wrong with any of this food that would give a grocery store a justifiable reason to not accept it. Like, comment down below. Do you know why grocery stores don't take certain food? I'm just so confused. Anyways, all of this is completely recyclable. And my last little item in my bag is this angelic 7-grain sprouted to delight bread. I love bread. When I first went vegan, I tried to go like gluten-free the whole shtick, and then I figured out that I absolutely love bread. Who doesn't? But anyways, this is my vegan bread that I use for everything. My chickpea tuna sandwiches, PBJs. I'm still a hardcore fan of PBJs. And these are what the ice packs look like. Pretty big. And I save all of them. All of this is recyclable, but otherwise, this is basically my box. These are all my groceries that'll last me a week for one person. If you're one person ordering your groceries, I think they'll give you a medium box, so this is what a medium-sized box looks like. And, oh, what's this? I've never read this. Whoever said that one person couldn't make a difference in the fight against food waste obviously never met you. That makes me feel good. I probably should have my address blasted. That makes me feel so good. That's so sweet. I love conscious companies. Just companies like this make the world go freaking round. But anyways, that's basically all that I had for this video. Of course, there's one more major question is, will I continue to order my groceries through Imperfect Foods? And the answer is absolutely yes. I do plan to order my food through Imperfect Foods every single week, simply because the major difference that I've seen in my life since doing this process is the amount of time that I have saved. So if you are looking for that in your own life, you're like, where do all of my hours go? There's just not enough hours in the day. Take a second to recognize how much time you spend going out to buy food at little to-go places, little restaurants, or how much time you spend in the grocery store. And if that is a significant amount of time, you definitely need to be taking advantage of Imperfect Foods. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in the next one. Until then, be sure if you're going to order your foods through Imperfect Foods, I have a $10 discount code left down in the link below, but I think they already give you $10 off your first box anyways, so if they don't, if that promo for whatever reasons end, remember that you have my own personal code that I'm leaving down in the description down below. I hope that you guys are all doing well, and I see you guys again, and until then, peace.